Hello, all you wastelanders out there. This is Master Conniff, Xbox player, founder of Wisdom for Wizards. We produce the No Cube Zone and GG Party Chat, two podcasts focused on different aspects of gaming. Anyway, we've been getting back into Fallout 76. Myself, P. Maddie, Prophetic Swine, Shiloh Waltz, Arched Beetle, and Crazy Hazy, just some members of Wisdom for Wizards. And while they've been doing questing and everything, I've been focusing on camp building. And this camp you're about to see, I've demolished. I'm building a new one. But I wanted to do a fly-through of this and then talk about my design choices at the end. So we'll do a little B-roll and some music, and you can enjoy what I put together. So there you have it. That was the flyover, but now we're going to take a look at the camp as a whole, just kind of walk through it as the character. So I wanted to create something different from all the single big structures I always saw people doing, and I wanted to create kind of a community vibe. So that's why I dubbed this the Fishing Village, because it's on the river west of the forest region. And as you can see here, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of separate sections here. And we'll talk about each one as we go through. So this is the chem den. This is where you can get your chem on. You can smelt some ore, I guess. You can make serums, if that's what you're into. This camp is at budget, so I couldn't put a lot into it, as you can see, like as far as decoration goes. So this is kind of the main corridor and the main feature. You've got the Helvetia flags on either side. This leads to basically all the parts of the camp. This is a little fishing dock with our little friend here. I guess we'll leave him alone then. But anyway, I wanted something that just felt like it belonged on the forest floor, along the river, something where someone could come and hang out. This would be like a little community area. You can sit by the fire, work on some power armor, maybe grill out, just hang out with your fellow wastelanders. So, it has all the amenities you need. You got the purified water. We got our outhouse with our friend here. There's even two vault dwellers that have gone off to be not so family friendly, I guess. This was going to be my office here, but as you can see, I ran out of space, couldn't decorate it, couldn't put anything on the desk. The bobblehead display, I should say, is vacant. I could put the one on there. Vendors, obviously, I only had room for 2, but that's really all you need, I think, ultimately, if you're actually trying to sell stuff. Here's the Future Tech World Globe that, if you didn't know, was accidentally given to everybody for free, even though it was an Atom Shop item. And so if you placed it within a certain window in your camp, you basically got to keep it. So I've held on to it this whole time. This would be the workshop little area. You got your tinker's workbench. So we're going to talk about that switch in a bit, but we'll get there. But yeah, so I wanted a little area that each little section kind of meant something else, or served a purpose, I should say. So you had the chem den, you had the workshop area. Here you've got the garden, kind of nestled inside the camp. It's protected. There's no enemy spawns, and I'll talk about where enemies spawn later. But yeah, so this is the whole concept here, and then you've got this mysterious little hut, locked. How do you open this? I don't know. So if you recall that switch we looked at real briefly, this is the secret switch to open that door, that powered door. And let me tell you, this was a bear to try to line up. The whole idea, I wanted a secret door. I wanted a secret room that anybody could open, but you had to know where the switch was. And so I hid the switch in the workshop area. But yeah, it just opens up to a nice little bedroom. Nothing too fancy. Again, ran out of budget, so I couldn't really decorate. But yeah, it was such a challenge to wire that, though. I mean, I had to sneak a wire under. As you can see here, like all these platforms are their own separate piece with the little wooden stairs. So I had to wire it underneath one of those staircases in between the platforms, and I had to tear up part of the build to get it to work, but it was a mess. So this is the focal point of the camp. This was the, I guess originally my idea was to build a tower, and so a big building in the middle that was enclosed. But once I realized that wasn't, it just wasn't going to look good, I wanted to do something that made more sense with a community vibe. And so I came up with this idea for like an open air bar with a stage. As you can see here, you've got a myriad of instruments. You've got seating. You've got there's even a theremin back there, but this is called the Salty Beaver. I just mounted a beaver on the back wall and wanted to stick that in. But I really loved the way this turned out. It took a lot of work getting the platforms lined up individually so that I could put those perimeter fences on to make it look more like a stage. But This is my green room that is blue because at the time I didn't have green wallpaper, but what can you do? The concept's there. If you've ever been on stage or whatever, there's a green room is the term for the warm-up, the band room, whatever. So yeah, love the look of this camp, especially, I mean, it sits right on the water. It just looks amazing. It's right here outside Hillfolk Hot Dogs, and you're never going to get nuked. There's a workshop right nearby. So right here, so this is where enemies come to spawn from. This is the only spot that they spawn in. And I was finding, as you can see here, I've hid my generator under the bridge behind the bar. So enemies would come and just destroy the generator. And then it would completely, all my power would be gone. So I put a single missile turret to protect from the enemies that would spawn from that direction. And it worked out perfectly, and I was able to fit it into my budget. So there you have it. That is the fishing village. I would say this was my most involved camp to date at this point. This was like circa, I don't know, late 2019, maybe 20... I may have revisited it in 2020, like March of 2020 or something. But this was my favorite camp to date, and it stayed for a while. I just recently tore it down because I'm building something new. But yeah, the fishing village concept. You've got your open air bar. You've got all your necessities in terms of workshop, desks or whatever they're called. And you've got purified water, and you've got a little garden that you can make adhesive from. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm probably going to do a video on the next build I do, but we'll see. But thank you so much for watching.